Hello, I am Srimal Janaka, the founder and the English language teacher of La Corona Foundation. La Corona Foundation is really a small organization in Higurukhaduwa, Monragala district, Kuvu province in Sri Lanka. Higurukadu is really a small remote village in Monragala district, just like middle of the jungle. I brought up this village. Now I am a few kilometers away from the village. Around 200 students from this village were being taught IT and English by me free of charge. However, I had to stop these educational activities because of the corona pandemic last year. Last January, I was informed by some parents of this village and some students that there are a few students available to carry on their studies online. It means that there are a few students available that they have a smartphone and 4G network coverage close to their premises. So I decided to start online education, online English learning activities for them, and it was successful. I was able to experience amazing improvement of these students in English skills. Today we are going to do a very special activity with them, and before we are going to start our activity, I would love to welcome our special guest today, Anika and Alexandra. Both of them are well experienced English teachers, and they visited our village 2019 and 2017, and you are welcome. Let's start our activity today. We are going to do a debate. The topic of the debate is advantages and disadvantages of online education. Okay. The lead of the proposition team is Litira. Other members are Limarsha, Binuri, Padli and Punsit. Lead of the opposition team, Chatuni. Other members Shiahan, Janisha, Gaini and Himashi. Okay. Online education, online classes are hot topic in Sri Lanka these days. As rural students, our students also have better experience. Okay, opposition team have to present their proposal speech.
Okay. Hi everyone. Now I am going to speak about what are the advantages of online education. We are the students of 21st century, so it is better to learn with new technology. Online classes and e-learning are the main sources of learning with new technology. If we engage with online education, we could obtain so many advantages from this education. If we participate to online classes, we don't have to spend our time at bus halls because we could stay at our home and we can engage with our educational activities easily, as well as we don't need to hang around cities because we can stay at a comfort zone and we can engage with our educational activities easily. In order to do online classes, we only need a smartphone and a connectivity, so it is really easy to engage with online education, as well as there are more than 100 students in some classes. Okay, Gaini.
As I think our country is so small and we have not a good financial situation, and so many people from rural areas, they are only engaged in agriculture activities, and they have to afford a mobile phone for their students, so it's so finding it difficult to do because of they have not a good financial situation. Sometimes there will be 2 or 3 students in one house and they can't, sometimes they have to participate to online classes in the same time. In that time, parents have to afford 2 or 3 mobile phones for their students, and it's so difficult to do. In my village also that problem is available. Sometimes I have share my mobile phone with 2 or 3 friends, and it's so difficult to do because of our classes and times also so different. How do we mitigate this issue?
Yes, I completely agree with you. However, in this current situation, we have to carry on our studies through online. As well as in the future also, we have to carry on our studies through online. So our parents' responsibility is afford a smartphone for their kids. If they can't afford more than 2 or 3 smartphones, we could share notes and smartphones with our friends, as well as we could share our smartphones with our neighbors too. Then we can engage with online education. To the best of my knowledge, there are less than 10% of students don't have this facility, but there are more than 80% of students have this facility, so you should think about them. You should try to connect with this online education. There are, however, okay.
But there are no 4G network coverage more than 30% of areas in Sri Lanka. Most of rural areas do not have this 4G network coverage, and some students have to climb up trees and mountains to get that connectivity. Sometimes students have to go to jungles to get that connectivity. At that time, some students are vulnerable to some elephant attacks and snake attacks also. So lots of students are at a risky. We should learn, but we can't get a risky. As I am a rural student, I also have lots of experience about this problem. So what do you suppose to mitigate this problem?
Yes, I know there are around 30% of students don't have this facility, but you should keep in your mind there are more than 80% of students can obtain maximum amount of advantages from this online education, so you should think about them. However, in the current situation, there are no any other options instead of joining with online education. So we have to bear up every difficulties until the government and telecom providers take an option for this problem. In order to find 4G network coverage, we could buy a router or we can move somewhere. However, we shouldn't move any risky places. We could move somewhere without moving to risky places. Then we can find 4G network coverage easily. As a rural student, I also have to face this problem. However, there are no any other options instead of joining with these online classes. Okay.
Because of online classes, a large number of students are isolated at their homes and they can't get an opportunity to associate friends, and they can't get an opportunity to share their ideas with others. As we are social animals, we need social relationships also. Sometimes we lost our social relationships. The main thing is a large number of students built for mobile phones and other things. Then if students have to study in this way a few more months, then how to mitigate these negative influences?
Yes, I completely agree with you. However, due to this online education, we have free time, so we could engage with our family members and we can do most works with our family members. We can spend our time meaningfully. However, if we participate to other classes, there are so many disadvantages also available in these classes, so you should think about them too. However, if we participate to their classes, we could meet any bad friends, so we also could engage with them for bad works. However, if we participate to these online classes, we don't have these problems. Then we can, however, as I think we can get voice calls and video calls for them. We can, as I think it is the best way to connect with our friends. Okay.
But in order to join it online classes, we have to stay in front of a mobile phone and the other devices too long time. And according to the scientists, it could be affected for so many health problems, such as mental disturbances and physical diseases too. I could remember last week I watched a program which telecasted on TV, and one of the doctors at that discussion said, nowadays so many students who engaging with online learning come to take medicine for headache, backbone pain and eye diseases too. And I suppose now you could understand major of students through engaging with online learning are vulnerable for so many health problems and mental disbalances. And according to these circumstances, I prefer to ask from you, what do you propose to mitigate this issue?
Yes, I also watched that program as well as I watched another program too. In this program, a doctor mentioned some exercises to do. If we follow them, we can get protect from these health problems. However, today children don't love to engage with these exercises. However, their teachers should manipulate this. Then they can lead a healthy life. As well as there are some smartphones with eye-friendly screens in the market. If we buy them, we can protect our eyes. As well as we should keep a distance with the smartphone. As I think it also a really best way to protect our eyes. As well as we shouldn't use earphones because they are really harmful for our ears. We can increase the sound of our smartphones instead of using these devices. Then we can prevent from this every health problems. However, in this current situation, there are no any other options instead of joining with this online education. So we have to bear up every difficulties and connect with these online classes. As rural students, we have to face so many troubles. However, there are nothing to do. So we have to bear up every difficulties until the government and telecom providers take an action for this problem. Do you know every children of our country have a same right to study? We also become fluent in English as we have a device and a better connectivity.
Time is over. Thank you very much. Okay, Binuri. Now first session is over. Let's go to the second session of the debating. Now Chatuni's team have to present your proposal argument. Advantages of organic farming. This is a crucial topic in Sri Lanka these days. Almost all farmers are in a critical situation and they are protesting, demanding chemical fertilizers from the government, as the government has decided to ban importing chemical fertilizers. Okay, now your turn.
Hello everyone. Nowadays there is a big problem in Sri Lanka as lots of people in Sri Lanka is struggling to get chemical fertilizer. So nowadays I think farmers don't have chemical fertilizer and organic fertilizer as government have stopped importing chemical fertilizer. However, government have import chemical fertilizer for this season. So however, the people who in Sri Lanka misuse chemical fertilizer. That's why in Sri Lanka there is a big struggle to get chemical fertilizer. As a daughter of farmer, I already know the experience which is our father get, as our father also have to struggling to get chemical fertilizer, and if we go to shop we find it is difficult to find chemical fertilizer. So the government tell farmers to use organic fertilizer. I think using organic fertilizer is very good, as when we use organic fertilizer it is good for soil health and soil condition. So if there is no good soil health and soil condition, the trees and the plants can't give a good harvest for the people. Then the cultivation don't have any opportunity to get fertilizer. So that's why people used to put lots of chemical fertilizer. So I think we should stop putting chemical fertilizer. In addition to that, we should use organic fertilizer. When we use organic fertilizer, it is good for lots of animals who in this environment. Especially, there are lots of microbacteria available in the soil. So if we put chemical fertilizer, lots of microbacteria and soil animals pass away. So I think we must use organic fertilizer. And however, I already know that using organic fertilizer is too difficult. And sometimes farmers have to face lots of difficulties.
I heard agriculture specialist said if you use only organic fertilizers to a plant, it drastically causes to the soil condition of the plant. Sometimes the soil condition will become worse. Then, and the other thing is the plant don't absorb all of the fertilizers, and other amount of fertilizers can be accumulated to the water. So it is bad effect to the environment. In these circumstances, my decision is we should use only we should use not only organic fertilizers but also chemical fertilizers to a plant. So I suppose it is good, and I don't know any countries which use only organic fertilizers to their farming. And do you have any idea with any countries which use only organic fertilizers for their farming?
Yeah, there is one country which is one of the nearby country in Sri Lanka, which called Bhutan. So if I talk about Bhutan, Bhutan also situated in South Asia. So I think the weather condition which Sri Lanka and Bhutan have same. So Bhutan have succeed by using organic fertilizer, and Sri Lankan people also
Chatani, we
could
can
success
see you.
by using organic fertilizer. So in Australia also they use chemical fertilizer and organic fertilizer. So I want to say that in Bhutan they have already succeeded by using organic fertilizer. So we also could use organic fertilizer, and then we also could succeed by using organic fertilizer. Okay.
And Chatuni, you know that our parents and other farmers in Sri Lanka use chemical fertilizer a long time, so they don't have any idea about organic fertilizer. So how could they adapt to this method within a short period, and how could we educate them?
I think government decided to use organic fertilizer in next season, not in this season. This season government have already import enough chemical fertilizer for cultivation, but people misuse it. So that's why there's a big struggle in Sri Lanka. So since next season, the government hope to use organic fertilizer, and so I think we have a big period between this season and the next season. So the government and the agriculture department could educate people in this period, and agriculture department could teach people how to make organic fertilizer by using technical method. And I think the government can save large amount of money, as government have to pay large amount of money for import chemical fertilizer. So when government stop importing chemical fertilizer, government could save large amount of money, and government could use this money for educate people and to tell people how to make organic fertilizer. So I think that's very important.
Yeah, Chatuni, when we use chemical fertilizers for our farming, when we use 1 gram chemical fertilizers for our farming, we have to use 5 grams of organic fertilizers than chemical fertilizers, as it is not react with weeds and other harmful insects rapidly, and government and farmers have to spend so many money for organic fertilizers than chemical fertilizers to import those fertilizers. And how we produce those fertilizers in our country, or how we manipulate these issues?
Yeah, I think I agree with your concept, as we have to put only a little amount of chemical fertilizer for our cultivation, but when we put organic fertilizer, we have to put lots of organic fertilizer. So then farmers have to face that problem. However, in Sri Lanka, for a day, a large number of garbage accumulate. So people and the government authorities could use this garbage, and they could make organic fertilizer by using this garbage. So the government should tell people to dump garbage by separately, as when they put garbage separately, we could use garbage. We could reuse garbage. So then there will be no lots of big garbage mountains, and people also don't need to face lots of difficulties because of the garbage. So I think if we use garbage. If we use garbage for making organic fertilizer, then we don't need to pay extra money for fertilizers.
I have a question for you, Chatni. You know that the government has started distributing organic fertilizers, and other thing is only small amount of fertilizers is distributed by the government. So lots of people who cultivate in large scale, they happen to pay for lots of things like labor cost and transportation. Then lots of farmers have to pay extra money for organic farming. Then how could they then how could they bear up such large expenses? Yeah, as first steps, they have to face some difficulties. I told you that as first step, people have to face some difficulties, and people have to put extra fertilizer, and people have to pay their much attention to their cultivation. However, after the next season, we don't need to pay much attention for the cultivation. Farmers don't need to pay much attention as there is a good soil condition available in there. And organic fertilizer organic food have important place in the market, not only in Sri Lanka but also in other countries also, as people have to eat only contaminated food. If you go to market, there are only available contaminated food. But if there are a shop which sell organic food, people always try to go to the shop and they try to buy organic food, as organic food are healthy for us. So I think if farmers could sell organic food, if farmers could produce organic food for the market, people could buy it. It doesn't matter it is expensive or not. People always try to buy organic food. Nowadays the government have to bear up extra money to the people who are suffering from kidney diseases, and there are a large number of people in Sri Lanka, they have problems in their body, especially they have suffering from cancer and some problems in their heart. In addition to that, they have to face some difficulties in their kidneys also. So that's why the government have to make lots of hospitals
and according to me and some scientists, only the chemical fertilizer absorbed to the plant within a short period, and only a little amount of fertilizer accumulate to the environment and the water bodies, and it contains only the main elements. But the problem is insecticide and pesticides. They are very harmful to all insects. Like there are some insects which plant friendly. So what should we do to mitigate this issue? Then how could we use insecticide and pesticide and other liquids?
Yeah, if you look at past of Sri Lanka, we could make insecticide and pesticide by using traditional method. In addition to that, if we use endemic plants instead of using hybrid plants, we don't need to use any insecticide and pesticide, as endemic plants have an ability to resistant for any insects. They are grown in Sri Lanka, but if we use hybrid plants, hybrid plants are very sensitive for chemical fertilizer and insecticide and pesticide. So that's the problem. So we must tell people, the government must tell people to use endemic plants, and then there are large number of nutrients also available in endemic plants. So if you use these endemic plants which is grown in Sri Lanka, then we could get a big harvest, as well as we don't need to use any insecticide and pesticide, as endemic plants are resistant for these insecticide and pesticide. In addition to that, we don't need to put lots of fertilizer also, as endemic plants are good for our weather condition. In addition to that,
time is over. Thank you very much. I would like to invite Anika or Alexandra, give your comments.
It's okay. I can, if Alexander's okay, shall I
okay.
shoot first?
Yes, go ahead.
So all matter of emphasis, what I picked out. For the rest, you do extremely well. You made your point very well. You argued very well. Your arguments were very well. It was impressive. Very well done.
Yeah, Alexandra.
Okay, well, I'm going to be a good policeman in this situation. First of all, thanks for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to be part of such a lovely debate. I think I met all of the kids back in 2018, and I can see that you have guys grown so much. You look great. Now, I loved the debate. Apart from a few mistakes that happen to everyone, even to myself, well, I can see that you can state or speak out. You can, in a clear manner, you can present your opinion in a very open and sophisticated way. You use very advanced vocabulary, and you can be understood and you can communicate. And I think that this is what is the most important thing. People listen to you, people understand you, you can express your opinion. You're not afraid of expressing your opinion. You ask questions, and the minor mistakes, well, you have to work on them. But it's a process. It takes some time. I am really amazed, and I'm so impressed. You've done so well. Good job. Great job. I'm kind of speechless, I don't know what to say. Honestly, well done, all of you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, all of you, especially Anika and Ms. Alexandra. Again, let's meet with our next group also. When you have free time, please join with us again. Thank you very much for today.